Hi, I'm Andy Sulak with LA Software. As part of our in-depth feature series, I wanted to go through one of the functions built into PST Migrator, specifically one that's called Instant Cleanup. So Instant Cleanup focuses on empty PST files, and those can come in one of two flavors. One is literally a PST file that has no email data in it. Now, this file, this type of file still has a size to it, and it still exists because it is a small database. So it'll be on the file system as 271,360 bytes in size, which is just the data structure for the database itself, but no actual data objects within it. And those can get created usually accidentally by users launching Outlook when maybe they can't connect to an existing PST. So Outlook will prompt them to, create a new one. It's really easy to just click yes through that. It'll create a new PST, but it'll be empty. There won't be any data in it. So they'll usually just kind of leave it and find the one that they're looking for. And over time, a lot of these get created and left on local drives, on network drives, over in home shares, whatever it might be. The other quote unquote empty PSTs are integration PSTs, and those come in the form of internet calendars PST within Outlook. Um, the Outlook application will create a PST with zero data in it, but it uses it to connect to internet calendars and just keep track of those. There can also be a SharePoint lists PST, and that has to do with SharePoint integration using SharePoint with Outlook. That can also appear empty. So we want to clean up the ones that are empty. We also want to preserve the integration ones that are needed. So what Instant Cleanup does is it automatically finds these, has an in-use protection. Say if you want to set it to 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, anything newer than that, leave alone. Anything older than that, go ahead and automatically get rid of. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works. So let me share my desktop here. So you'll see my Outlook. I do have one PSC connected, this Microsoft 2024. It's actually over here on the side here. I have a series of empty PSTs. So again, they show up as on the file system, 265 kilobytes. Whenever we see that, we know, well, pretty much that's an empty PST. I've got the Microsoft 2024 one, which is connected. An old archive PST that's empty, a backup one that's empty, an older SharePoint list one that was in use, but it's about a year old. And then I've got an internet calendar subscription PST. As I mentioned, this one actually is new and in use. That's actually used by my Outlook. So I have Instant Cleanup set within PST Migrator to look at anything that's older than 6 months. You can set that to whatever you want, find it, and then automatically delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off PST Migrator. Usually it's just running in the background, doing its thing as we would normally see. It's going to inventory the PSTs. It's going to find them and then determine how it's going to process. So what it did is it found the connected PST over here, created a imported PSTs folder like we would expect, and then a Microsoft 2024 one. And then it's going through and it's migrating the data. So it's going to go through and take a few moments to do that. And at the same time, it's then looking at the other PSTs. And what we'll see is that it actually went ahead and determined, okay, there are these empty PSTs. They're older than 6 months. So it went ahead and actually cleaned those out. Automatically got rid of those. Now, these are local PSTs. When they're out on the network shares, we also have, as part of that instant cleanup function, to actually copy the PSTs local, then delete them so that it's still in a recycle bin. Because if we delete things directly off the network, they're gone. There's no recycle bin for network shares. So we actually built that into the feature where if it finds one on the network, it'll actually copy the empty PST local and then delete it. So if for some reason it needed to be recovered, just in case, it's still there. As you can see, everything's completed. We migrated the PST and then also cleaned up the empty PSTs according to our configuration. So that's how instant cleanup works. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on our next video.